Greetings, gods and goddesses in training. Today we're talking about how to adjust back into regular society after you have had a spiritual awakening, okay? Now this is a really key and important topic, I believe. And it has a lot to do with my own personal journey. So everything I say is from my own experience. I grew up in many different parts of the world, many different international schools, and so I saw a lot of different kinds of people. And throughout that time, I would start coaching, and I would coach globally. So I would coach people from all over the world. And that was a really interesting experience for me because I started to notice all the different storylines of all these different people. And I'd gotten a lot of consultations with people asking me about spiritual awakening. I've gone through 3 mini awakenings, you could say, and one very giant awakening. Yes, you could say I became fully realized, self-realized. Now society wants you to be a very specific way, and there's always a tug of war between high performance and stillness, silence, presence communities. There still isn't this interwoven nature that I believe is very practical and simple. Really, it's really simple. We make it so complicated in our minds of what awakening should be, what it needs to be, or do I need to be nice to people after my awakening? Do I need to be like this? You don't need to be any which way, okay? You understand you're coming from a different level of creativity, excellence, inner experience, compassion. And that's really where you start focusing more on the beingness rather than the doingness. However, start to understand that one affects the other. And it's like, it doesn't mean that we take a passive stance towards our spiritual growth. It means that we start recognizing the moments where we're overgiving, or we're projecting onto the situation, or we're expecting something different than what it is. Or I really think it's important that right now that you're at this phase of readjusting, first of all, retune yourself to a natural harmony of your own life. So this means if you won't like just spending time indoors and reading a book nowadays, whereas earlier to your awakening you would go to nightclubs, I don't want you to see them as 2 different worlds, because someone could still be spiritually awakened and use alcohol, but they're doing it through a different kind of intention, different purity behind their actions. Earlier it might have been like, I need to go drink to escape or numb myself. Nowadays it's like, I'm going to drink to experience this experience with my friends, even though it's kind of weird to think about, like you're actually drinking poison, right? I honestly think if we keep running away from ourselves over and over again, it's not going to serve us. I've known this the hard way through understanding that I had to escape so many moments of my life. I had to avoid so many moments of my life. I would be anti-confrontational to anything, very flexible, very open. And that's really my style of doing things, but I gotta understand when enough is enough and understand my limits and my boundaries. Once I know that, then I can fully understand where I can need to hold up those boundaries with loving kindness, with respect. But yeah, readjusting back to society after spiritual awakening can be very difficult. It can be a tightrope walk because you are expected to be a certain way, have a 9 to 5, and society has this weird plan in mind that just because you follow through on an educational system, that you will cure your happiness problem. They might even try to convince you that emotions are weak to suppress your speech or your communication. The way that natural society functions in this hustle grind mode, just working all the time, working overtime, burnout mode, is not sustainable. Okay, is not sustainable. It's just as simple as I could say it. And the other way is not sustainable either. Just staying indoors, not really going out, not doing anything, right? Kind of being stagnant. But again, don't feel guilty about that. If that is your natural way of being and you feel like that is the best you, that's serving you the best, absolutely double down on it. Read a book, be cozy, be introverted, be indoors, absolutely. But if you feel like that is something that is shackling me, that's taking away from my mission, my purpose, absolutely not. I would rather double down on my purpose anything else in this life. And that's just a personal transmission. Now, hear me out. It can be very, very comfortable to be a part of a spiritual community or an echo chamber where everybody's telling you things that you would like to hear and you feel validated, and it's very nice. But there are many times where also you remain in your own self-sufficiency, your own sovereignty. So you got to know where to refine these edges. I'm not telling you, by the way, to stop going to work or stop doing the regular things. You've heard the term before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. It's not that the actions that you're doing have changed. It's the way that you're thinking about them and the way that you're perceiving them has absolutely altered. It might be difficult for you to readjust because also you might have old friends that knew you before your awakening and friends who know you afterwards, okay? Now, it's difficult for people who haven't gone through a spiritual awakening to even perceive what's even going on with you, right? They're going to immediately label it as you're crazy or there's something going on with you. Rather than, I'm finally putting down these walls and getting to explore myself on a deeper level, right? And this is a guided process and a guided journey. That's why it's very difficult to do by ourselves. But if you need me as a guide or a practitioner to hold space for you, I do this daily, okay? This is what I've been doing for many, many years. And I keep refining it. And if you check all of my testimonials, they'll tell you. I don't think I've ever had a negative testimonial. There was once, a really, really long time ago, where this woman told me I was a leader of a cult or something. And then there's this other woman who was, you said something like I was quoting hippie dialogues from movies or something like this. I don't even remember doing that, okay? But yeah, you can check all my testimonials and understand that my process works. But you got to be committed to it. The people who shift and transform and you're seeing those reviews from, some of them have come 1 or 2 times. There are others that have gone through years with me. And they're still continuing to refine and transform themselves. Now that's badass, right? The people who are the long-termers, epic. Why? Because you've kept up to the energy, the vibration. You've linked yourself up to it, right? Now there's a strategy, a potential, a potentiality for you to look through. You're going to have to drop other people's judgments of you because this is really, really key. Like, I remember when I would first started talking about spiritual topics, people would mock it or put it into a box, okay? There's so many Ghostbuster jokes, you know, chakra healing jokes of all sorts. Nowadays, I just think, what was that even, right? Like, who cares, right, of what people think of me? But ultimately, we do care. We want validation. We want safety. We want approval. It's not that we want it. Our ego wants it. And so, one technique that you can use, very simple. This is very good for you after you've gone through some major shift, major kundalini experience or awakening experience where maybe a little bit of estrangement, disassociation, you know, bizarre moments of recalibration. This is a very good thing to do. What you do is you look around your environment with your eyes. You scan the room. And you're looking for threats. Any threats? No threats. Okay, everything. Now you can relax, right? Now you can create safety in the body. Why is this working so fast? Even quicker than perhaps, let's say, you sit down for meditation and you need like a whole 30-20 minutes to calm yourself down. This is very instant. So what you've done is you've maybe wiggled your toes, grounded yourself. You're looking for the safety that's within your physical body, but also in the external world. So safety inside, safety outside. Is there anything in your environment right now that is giving you any tension, any stress? No, you can relax. See, that's the amygdala. It knows. It's just looking for threats. right? That's our fear. So now that your nervous system is settled, you might be thinking, what more is there to do on this journey, this path? What's going to happen now that this is going on? Okay? That's all fear. That's still fear talking. You don't need to know that. That's not even relevant right now, in fact. What's going to happen? What do you mean? A week from now, 2 weeks from now? You don't need to future project. What's relevant to you right now? What's the next best thing for you to be or do? That's it. Just keep stacking that. Okay? Focus back into your safety. Back in your breath. Back in your breath. There's nothing to be concerned about. There's nothing to worry about. Everything will unfold as it naturally should, as it always has. You've been through 100% of your darkest days on planet Earth. So you can do another one, okay? You can do another one. You got this, okay? How you're feeling right now is valid. The confusion, the judgment from people who are estranging you or isolating from you, okay? It's chaotic. I get it. But who is the one that's trying to run away? Who is the one that is feeling these emotions? Start to understand that you are the most underrated version of yourself. A lot of people who get caught up in the spiritual community, they're like, fuck society, fuck society. But bro, you're a part of society. If you say fuck the Matrix, you are basically inside of what you're saying fuck you to. So that means you're stuck here just like the rest of us, okay? And there is no stuck here. What do you mean? Atoms are vibrating constantly. Stuckness is some kind of a weird man-made illusion that I think that is just bizarre. What do you mean you're stuck? Okay? Oh, I don't have momentum. I don't have willpower. Well, that's because you keep draining it in other things. It keeps going to other places where you need to preserve that willpower, that energy, yeah? We have a limited amount of it throughout the day that we can push and actually use for good things, for a greater purpose. And all your energy keeps going to all these other places, people, things, and you keep scattering your energy, and now it's time to reclaim your power. It's time to reclaim your power, reclaim your throne. The throne is where your presence sits. Not the past, future, thinking mind, egoic mind constructs and creating limits with people. I'm not interested in any of that. I'll do it for the clout. I'll do it for the clicks, the drama. Dharma over drama all day, baby. Dharma over drama all day. Because my path and your path is the pathless path, and the path gets decided by the one who is on the path. So you don't need to go to pathfinder.com, how do I find my own purpose in 12 weeks? How many years has it been since you actually sat down with yourself, just with your emotions, with a journal or something, and actually just started to introspect? A lot of people in the mindfulness communities, they use these things as cover-ups. I'll just journal my problems and they stay in the loop of their emotions. Or I'll just, have a gratitude practice, but then they're not feeling anything during that. It's robotic. It's mundane. They've made it like just doing their chores. And this is the main thing that I want you to understand. You got to create cues within your job market, the working world, what you're doing to actually serve yourself, your higher self, the future versions of you will love you. Okay, this is why I love productivity, because the future version of myself loves that mofo. If I crush something right now, if I put into something right now, and I'll actually follow through on my mission and my vision, it's going to impact me a whole different way, right? Because I've broken out of that old paradigm. Now it's the new paradigm of making money for me, right? So I've broken out of that old paradigm of 9 to 5, doing all these weird internships, trying to get through these job applications. I do not think of any of this as time wasted, because how do you know that it's time wasted? We don't, right? How do you know that you sitting meditating is actually you helping humanity, actually? because you are more at your baseline. You are more at a calmer state. And then you can give that much more value from when you're at your best and you're feeling your best and performing your best. Okay? So I had to prime myself today to really understand what is a way that I feel like everything's breaking down, right? I feel like dying, I feel like, right? You're going emo mode, dark night of the soul, right? You're going inwards. In that moment, you can have the authority to change the images in your mind. You have the absolute authority to do this. You do not need to double down on the images that you're picking up from the collective unconscious, from the planet right now. You do not need to latch onto those images. You can see them, observe them, and acknowledge them, that they are happening, okay? And there might even be, people putting it out there to perpetuate certain narratives. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is your own image maintenance. So we're going to talk a little bit about energetic grounding to music videos and different symbolism like this on our podcast today, okay? So stay tuned for that. Now, if you're just struggling still with the awakening thing, let me tell you this. Now that there's a huge shift on the planet, the job market is also going to be changing. It's going to be changing, especially in regards to what spiritual vibrational marketing really is. And it changes the whole experience of ourselves, because nowadays we're going with the most transparent, the most authentic, the one. It's an all energy work, guys, right? This is the thing. If you can maintain and master energy work, you will be able to master both realms, the physical realm and the metaphysical realm, because the metaphysical realm is where the physical realm is birthed. So if you master that, right, you've already kind of conquered the physical realm in some aspect, okay? Not 100%. I don't think any of us can conquer it 100, because we have to use this egoic vessel to do things. I feel a deep resonance and knowingness, an inner knowingness, that it's important for us to dive deeper into the bridge between high performance and spirituality. Because I'm not talking about using meditation as a trick or a quick hack or a tool. Though I have given you many of those on this channel, and you guys know that. I'm a collector of these things, okay? I'm a collector of these things. So it's not about how many tools I collect. It's about the character that's using these tools are going to transform to the best of my capacity. And if I notice myself lowering myself or putting myself down, that means that I'm also insecure about that very specific part of me, and that's more inner work for me. I was getting triggered by something that my girl said this morning, and it was weird. It was like, why was I doing that, But my mind just moved it to this place, and it was like writing the story for me. And then I was like, wait. Hold on. Well, why am I, I had to type it out. After I typed it out and sent it, I was like, what the hell did I send? Okay? Now, this happens at times, right? Our emotions take control. Emotions take the wheel, or logic completely takes the wheel. When you can balance both and understand that there is a center point, there is a mind-heart coherence that is there, that settles everything back into oneness, back into harmony, back into synchrony, synchronization, symmetry. Okay? This is what we're really looking for, okay? That understanding of the infinity within and the infinity without. That if you recognize your true divine potential as an infinite creator, now that you've experienced this awakening to what? Awakening from the dream. Okay? Now the dream might be a dream within another dream within another dream, but that's okay, because we're still dreamers that take action. That move with the purpose, not just fantasize. Okay? We're immersers. We're the immersion specialists. Okay? Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang, may we never be the same again. Hope you enjoyed this video today. Share this with a friend who might be struggling right now. Maybe they're having a tough time, readjusting to the material world. Give yourself some time right now, okay? You will figure things out in due time. I'm telling you, if I've done it, you can do it too. Okay, there are many others who've also done it. So ask them, you know, gain an echo chamber of experience, join the Telegram group, ask questions, get yourself involved, man. That's the only way you're going to learn, is you drop down that heart wall, you know? Get vulnerable, share your story. Get vulnerable. I know it's tough, right? But if you can just rip off the Band-Aid, put it out there, yo, this is my heart, this is my soul, yo, right? We're a trusted community here, so we're not going to take advantage of you. You're not going to... If any of that happens, they're out immediately. I run a tight ship, a tight cruise, okay? This is Uncle Makara. Let's get it. Upward Spiral gang. May we never be the same again. Osa. Let's go. Upward Spiral. Let's win. Os.